Hello everybody, this is Rita Holmes, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I'm here to bring you my What's Up Wednesday video. And it is episode 27, I do believe. That's half a year, a little over half a year, a week over. So anyway, I'm just sitting in my chair for this video. I am not going to be creating anything. We're going to talk about something. Look at my hair sticking up all over. I'm telling you. I never see it until I turn the camera on, and then it's always sticking up. So, you know, isn't that the way it goes for all of us? It sure is. So anyway, I'm going to present a question to you. I can't get comfortable in my seat, though. I'm going to present a question to you, and I'm going to give you the question, and I'm going to give you a minute or so. I'm going to sit quietly, give you a minute or so to write your answer in the comment. And please, everybody, write an answer when you watch this video. And I'll go in and tell you why. There's not a wrong answer. There's only a right answer because it's what your answer is. It's right to you. So anyway, and it's not a bad subject. What it is and what I'm going to ask you is, and I'm going to yawn. You know, I have to yawn in my video or you would think I had an imposter. I'm pretty sure that you would think that there was an imposter in here. But anyway, my question to you is, name a tool in your craft room that you couldn't live without. Name something in your craft room that you couldn't live without. Now think about that for a minute because, you know, right now you're thinking of all kinds of things that you can't live without. But think about, what is the one thing that you can't live without, that you absolutely love and have to use and have to have in your craft room? Even if you don't use it on that particular craft, you want it there in case you need it. It's like a little, what do I want to call it? Your little blankie when you're a little child that you have to have and carry it around. It's your security thing. So I'm going to sit here and I want you to type it into the comment section wherever you're watching it, whenever you're watching this. There's not a wrong time or right time to answer it. So think of your answer to a tool in your craft room that you couldn't live without. Okay, I hope you guys have thought about it. Make sure you put it in the comments, and then we're going to talk about this, okay? So, name a tool in your craft room you couldn't live without. I thought about that question, and I came up with a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff I couldn't live without. But really, could I live without it? I bet I could. I bet I could live without a lot of stuff in my craft room because where does your crafting start? Where do you start when you make a card? So what couldn't you live without? Paper, cardstock, because you need that or you're not going to make a card, you know. So that's something in your craft room you couldn't live without. Could we live without our take your pick tool? That's a lot of people's favorite tool, go-to tool. But could we live without it? Of course we could, if we didn't have the paper. And of course we could, because what does this little tool do? What's the main thing this tool's used for that we love it for so much? Picking up embellishments and stuff? Well, if we didn't have the embellishments in our craft room, we wouldn't be picking them up. So, if this was number 1 on your list, you might want to think about it, because I'm going to give you what the number 2 answer to this is. We need paper. We need cardstock. what are we going to do with paper and cardstock? What are we going to do with a 12 by 12 piece of paper if we're making a card, or an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock? We're not going to do nothing with them to make a card unless we have a paper cutter, or unless you're really, really good with scissors. I'll give you that. And kudos to you, because I couldn't cut a piece of paper straight to save my life with a pair of scissors. So we need a paper trimmer, because without that paper trimmer, we can't cut the paper to the sizes we need, especially when we're using lots of layers, lots of different sizes of DSP and whatever. So I don't think we can live without a paper trimmer. So what else do you think we really couldn't live without? What is something that we love to do? We love to use die cuts. Can't use a die cut without a die cutting machine. If you can, tell me how. I don't know. So we need a die cutting machine so we can use our embossing folders and our die cuts. Because without the die cutting machine, we can't do that. Okay, so now what else do we need? So now we've needed our paper trimmer because we had our cardstock and our paper. We've needed our die cut machine because we wanted to cut up some of that cardstock and paper using dies or using embossing folders. So now we've got all that cut. We've got stuff we needed. Well, now what do we need? Stamps. We can't live without stamps. You got to have stamps in your craft room. Am I right? For some reason, my computer just kind of went off. I don't know what it was doing that for, but it did. Let me go check that real quick. Even though I don't know what that was about. That was about the goofiest thing, and I was really good into my conversation. Daggone. Okay, so where were we at? Stamps. We needed stamps. Okay, because we have to pick out our favorite stamps to use with our favorite DSP, to use with our favorite color cardstock, to use with our paper trimmer that we can't live without, and our embossing machine. But now we have stamps. What do? We need ink. We can't live without ink. I mean, daggone, if we didn't have ink, if we're using stamps, we've got to have some kind of ink. So there we go. Now this just trickles down and it trickles down and it trickles down. So yes, we could make our card now because we have the paper trimmer, we have die cutting machine, we have the dies, we have the embossing folders, we have all that if we're using that stuff we need. We have our stamps, we have our ink pads. So we're kind of doing good. But is your favorite thing your glue? Whatever kind of glue you use, whether it's what we call green glue or Tombow glue, or is it like a stamp and seal tape runner, any brand, a Tombow tape runner, any kind, Creative Memories, you name it, tape runner. Is that your favorite adhesive? Okay, well, we have to have that to put our card together. So that could be a favorite, except you have to have all this other stuff. Because your favorite tool is not going to make a difference if you don't have all the other stuff. I could go on and on and on because we need good lighting. So, in fact, I just ordered a new light because my one light just finally went kapoots on me. And so it's like, I need a light in that corner because I cannot see to cut the paper over there. And that's where I like to cut paper. So I need that. Need a good chair to sit in. Of course, I'm in the squeaky little old chair. It's not my regular chair right now. So, we need a good chair to sit in. We have a lot, that could be our favorites. Because a good chair to sit in could be your very favorite. And that could be in your craft room. Another thing that could be one of your favorites, but we need all the other stuff, is an eraser. A glue eraser. I use mine a lot. The sanding eraser that erases the ink off of the cards, or the white eraser for if you're using pencil marks and stuff on your card to get that off without leaving a pink smudge from a pink eraser or whatever. So when you think about a tool in your craft room that you couldn't live without, Now what would it be? Does your answer change? I love to see your answers at the beginning because that's still your favorite thing to use because you know you have all this other stuff. But just remember, no matter what it is, if it's blending brushes, everybody likes to blend. If it's take your pick tool. If it's your scissors, if it's your glue, is it your acrylic blocks, is it whatever. Just remember of all the other stuffs we need before. So if somebody asks you, what's your favorite stamping tool that I would need in my craft room? Are you going to tell them at the bottom of the list or the top of the list? Good question, isn't it? Good question. I got to thinking about that and I thought we could go into this and just say, what's our favorite thing? And we can all talk about our take your pick tools. You know, we could all talk about our favorite glue, our favorite watercolor brushes, our favorite ruler that we use, our favorite anything that we use, because we have millions of things in our craft room. But remember, when you're talking to a beginner, to tell them your favorite thing right now will be your paper cutter. Once you get you some cardstock and paper and a paper trimmer, and then you can start making cards because you could draw on them yourself or whatever. Not me, but somebody probably could because I can't do that. But anyway, I thought this would be a fun little topic to kind of analyze, maybe. Do I want to call it analyzing or, you know, just hashing over? Because when I got to thinking about your favorite tool, I thought, well, how can that be my favorite tool if I can't do all the other stuff? So, but that's my brain, you guys. You got to learn a little bit about my brain, and that is a scary, scary, scary thought. So anyway, just think about that. And if you want to, go ahead and if you have a second answer after our little talk, go ahead and put that in the comments too. I would love to see them. And maybe we'll just talk about something like that, you know, and answer a question. If anybody has a question about, you know, ask me why am I thinking of it that way, or ask, you know, any questions you might have for me on favorite tools and why they're favorite, put that in there. Maybe we'll pick somebody and say who their favorite tool is or whatever. I don't know. We never know what our What's Up Wednesday is going to be because it's What's Up Wednesday, and it could be anything or it could be nothing. Nothing it means when I forget to do a video. So, with all that being said, I hope you have a blessed Wednesday. I hope you can be creative at some point on Wednesday. I hope that you just have a great day all day long, and then I will see you again on Saturday. I should not have any excuse why I don't have a Saturday video because I need to get going on that, and I'm trying to get ahead, and I can't, you know, I say that I want to get ahead and I go 3 steps backwards, and then, you know, I'll say I'm going to get ahead and go 3 steps backwards, you know, or either I'm doing the 2-step dance, you know, 2 steps back, 1 step forward, 2 steps back, 1 step forward. Now I could be doing all that stuff too. I don't know. But anyway, wish me luck on all that. Maybe say a prayer on that for me if you can. And I will see you guys on Saturday. Okay? And I'll talk to y'all later. It's good seeing you. Bye.